Radar, Ryan, it's a holiday
It
episode.
is a holiday, but only for some. So the show must go on.
If you're in the US, it's the 4th of July. You might have your Springsteen shirt on. You might be ready to light up the BBQ. You might have your favorite adult beverage on hand. What do you say we hop into this one, Ryan?
Let's do it.
All right, first up, let's share into the community to make sure we are streaming in all the places. And if you can see us and you can hear us, as always, please say hello in the comments. We love to see the feedback and the hellos. Okay, awesome. I see this. We're going to share it into the community. And it is the HighLevel Release Radar. And Ryan, this is a massive week of releases.
It is. And just in case you're wondering, first week of Q3. So I think this could be a precursor because I know there's some retreats coming up. So I think they're trying to get a lot of stuff out before they have to travel. So
that is true. But man, what a week. So we should probably just dive into it because we have so many releases coming out to talk about. Let's throw it up on the board here and let's hop into the first release of the week, which is, oh man, this one's so sweet, right? So we've got, in addition to the QR code builder, where you can now, one of the types, in addition to all the other awesome ones that are already there, is a V card one, which I was wondering if we could do this. And so was so pumped to see this roll out. Ryan, talk about how convenient this could be in certain scenarios.
So a V card is just sharing all your contact details in a file. That's basically what it is. It's just its own little file. So you put in, all the details that you want to be sharing. So, hey, scan this QR code, and then you'll get all my contact information. So you can put that on a business card. Be a great idea. Hey, maybe you don't want to take the business card with you, but just scan this QR code and you can grab the details, put it right into your phone. That's a great example. Advertisements, little signs within a doctor's office.
So it's basically like a virtual business card, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, I'm super pumped because we do a lot of events. If you've ever been to an event, hung out with us, it's always like, hey, do you have a business card? And of course, we don't have business cards at HighLevel, but now we can have a virtual one where we just save the QR code to your home screen or whatever, and people can scan it and then save their information right into contacts. So V cards are super convenient. Definitely, if you're in events or going to events or putting on events, this is a great update. I'm super pumped up on this one, and I think a lot of people are going to be psyched as well. We got check-ins coming in from Tina. What is going on? Tina, how are you? We got Marco checking in. Marco was the first one. He pinged me and was like, hey, no release right today. I was like, hold your horses, man. We're just getting ready to stream. So here we are, Marco. Good to see you.
We have a lot to do.
We have a lot to do. It's a big one. We had to load up. Happy 4th to you, Tony, and to you, Howard, as well. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Let's hop into the next release. Oh, this is another.
I was going to say, you almost read my mind here. Not only can you do the virtual ones, but you can also have sort of like a link tree kind of thing where
they scan
it and they go to this really nicely designed, which you can customize, of course, landing page. I think is maybe a better way to say it rather than a business card. We don't print out the business card from the phone. That's not what's happening here.
So this is another QR code type, right? And this one's really cool. I never really thought about this one, but this is basically, like you said, it's sort of like us. We sort of built like a LinkedIn or Linktree, link in bio style page for you. Mm-hmm. And you just set it as the QR code destination and boom, you can just have people, it opens up in a browser with all your critical details there. So 2 really nice updates to the QR code scanner. Andrew's checking in from Jamaica. What's happening, Andrew? Hope you're having a great Friday. Next up, the prospecting tool got an update. We have new source and status filters in account dashboards. Didn't see this one, Ryan. What do we got?
Yeah, so when you're doing prospecting, there's, you start doing a lot of different businesses and you're generating reports, you're following up. It gets stacked up with a bunch of stuff there. So you want to be able to filter them and organize them by different things. So maybe you want to look at all the ones that were generated by AI. You want to look at ones that were generated in app, or maybe ones that are like on your website that they came to your website and requested a marketing audit report, stuff like that. And then you can also filter based on statuses like open and close status. So just a better way to organize the data when you're prospecting hardcore.
Nice and convenient. All right. Next up, we have an update for WhatsApp templates. We have a new preview pane that makes it handy to sort of see what's going to go out as you're building it.
Yeah, it's always nice to just get a sense of exactly what it's going to look like instead of entering everything and hoping for the best. So, love to see the more live updates there to the preview pane.
Absolutely. I'm super pumped. The WhatsApp team is we're going to roll out a bunch of little like quality of life stuff that I think is going to, if you're using the templates, you know some of the stuff is like kind of annoying. And they're going to squash all that stuff. So this is one of the first. We've got an update for workflows this week. We've got the live chat filter for contact reply. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this one. Basically, explain it, Ryan. This enables you to trigger off live chat, incoming live chat messages like you can with SMS, right?
Exactly. Yeah, this was something we've been waiting on for a little while. I'm glad to see it live out there. And in fact, I don't think that they marked it to announce. And I was like, no, we should talk about this. People have been waiting. So
yes, absolutely. So if you want to say, hey, if a live chat message comes in containing this phrase with this keyword, fire off this reply, you can go build that all out now. All right, next up, Workflow AI got an update. We have a learn more button for specific triggers and actions. This one's really sweet. I think this is super smart. It just makes sense to be able to enable our users to more easily figure out what a specific trigger action does.
Yeah, and the idea here is if you're like me, you kind of jump into something, you start like playing with it, and a lot of people like doing that. But instead of having to go to a help document, like read all about it, like figure out, watch a YouTube video, you can just get it right from the source. This is all getting pulled from our own knowledge base. So you get to see what the feature does, and then maybe you want to ask it a question, but like, oh, well, could it do this as well? And because it's pulling from information that we already have that's accurate about the system, you're going to get an accurate response. So I'd love to see this sort of like interactive help document type thing.
Absolutely. And you're going to see more of this, right? AI is going to be everywhere in the app. We're going to supercharge the whole thing so that our users just have AI as part of the woven experience of the app, right? So I think everything is just going to get easier and easier as we continue to weave AI in across the board. Next up, we have new controls for agency reporting.
Yes. So if you didn't know, this is one of their like superhero type features where the agency can send out reports to their different sub accounts, letting them know like what's going on. And I mean, Sean talks about this a lot, how this was like the bedrock of one of his prior businesses where he let people know what was happening. And it's like, oh, you are doing a lot of work for me. Like there's never a question about the bills. If you can show them what's happening in their account, make sure that they're logging in and doing stuff. And so with that, we now have some new controls for it. We've got a new table design, which looks really nice. Check boxes to select multiple reports, and then you can take like bulk actions on those. So you can pause reports during different weeks if you want to, take actions on specific report, like multiple specific reports at one time. You can do that now. You can also filter based on the report status, whether it's active or paused, so that you can kind of toggle those on and off. So the idea here is we're just giving the agencies more control over which sub accounts get what reports when, and then they can take action on those in a bulk sort of manner.
I love it. Very convenient. Opportunity's got a cool update. You can now restore deleted pipelines directly from the audit logs, which could be very handy.
Yeah, so this goes back to a lot of the feedback that we've received in town halls, which is the audit logs need a lot of help. And, audit logs are kind of boring, so most people don't look at them, but we really want them to be a place where you can go and then take action. So it's kind of like a control center for your entire account. So you log in, you can see what's happened, you can filter based on different things, but then also we want you to give you the ability to like take an action too. So if you see something, you're like, where did this pipeline go? Oh, Chase deleted my pipeline. Well, forget Chase, but also I want to get this pipeline back. You can then restore it right from the audit log and be on your way. So you're not having to go multiple different screens to try to take some actions.
I take offense to that, sir. I would never. I would never. Very handy. We got another audit log update this week. Listings. You can now review entity history in the audit logs.
Yes. So entity history would be like the business. I think that's maybe a better way to think about an entity we have to use these like hyper technical terms because that's just what it's called in the systems. But the listings product, if you don't know, listings looks at where your business is listed throughout the internet, and in different entities, you're going to see a history of what's happened there right within the audit log. This all goes back to more detail, more insight into what's happening, and historical context for all that stuff.
Love it.
Yeah.
We got to give a shout out to Sean because I know he's been waiting on this Jobber integration. Please tell me it's coming soon. It is coming so soon, Sean. In fact, the team is on Ryan's butt to get the landing page live because I think it's ready to roll out. So I don't know, maybe next week, I would think. If not, for sure within 2 weeks, it feels like. I don't know, Ryan, do you have any more details on that?
Yes. I don't want to say the entire process is with me, but a lot of it is. So we are riding as hard as possible to get this done and up for you guys. But we got all the assets together. It's going to look great, and it's going to work even better. So
sweet. So stay tuned. Hopefully next week will be the week, Sean. All right, next up, we have custom cancellation experiences for SaaS sub accounts. I don't think I saw this one either.
I kind of love this idea. We want to give as much control as possible to SaaSpreneurs, right? So we don't want to dictate exactly what they have to see, but this is one of those things where you're going to deal with cancellations. And sometimes you don't want to ask the reason why. I know a lot of people want to avoid this, but I think it's really good to have a cancellation experience that you can control what happens or what they see. So the idea is somebody cancels, you're a SaaSpreneur, somebody cancels, they don't want to do it anymore, but you need to find out why. Like, hey, just tell us what's going on here. And so we want to give you the ability to customize that experience as a SaaSpreneur for each sub account when they choose to cancel. And then you can get some data on like, oh, here's some things I could improve. So that's sort of the idea that's there.
I love it. That's awesome. That's super smart. Really, I mean, yeah, you're just saying, hey, look at all this awesome stuff in here that you're about to lose. Makes total sense.
Yeah. And like a way to intervene as well. I also want to make the point that there should be some controls there for, if not right now, they're definitely coming. Controls for saying, hey, I could offer you a discount. Like, how about I give you like a couple months at a 20% discount because I know you're going through some hard financial times. Let's get your business rocking again. So different ways to sort of save that sale there.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got next. Our next release from the week. Calendar's got an update. We now have notification settings included with Calendar. Oh, this is cool. So when you duplicate a calendar, all the settings carry with it now, right?
Exactly. So I wouldn't really call this a bug fix. It was just something that, by default, we weren't thinking about it in that way. But I think it makes a lot of sense to include those settings if you're going to duplicate it. Much easier to tweak settings than recreate them from scratch.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We have Leanne checking in. Leanne, happy 4th from Oregon. Fantastic. Made it to the Release Radar Live. Yes, you did. It's great to have you here. Thanks for hanging out. And we got another check-in from MJ in Valencia, Spain. Ooh, I hear Valencia is fantastic. Ever been, Ryan?
I've never been. Only my dreams. But maybe we'll make it there someday.
Absolutely. Sounds like a field trip opportunity here. Next up, payments got an update. We have subscription statuses translated in system languages. So more internationalization rolling out across the app.
Yes. You're going to see a lot of no-brainer updates here, which is, hey, if it's in certain languages, it should be throughout. That's obviously a very complicated process, and we want to make sure it gets done right. So we're doing this iteratively, and that's what you're seeing here.
Love it. Another little nice one here, payments. You now have the company name supported in the subscriptions, which just makes sense, right?
Yes, exactly. As I said,
Of course,
some no-brainers here, but we wanted to mention them because they've been annoying, I think.
Payments got another update. We now have Stripe-based wallet recharge with smart retry. There's a lot of nuance in this one, Ryan, so I'm going to let you take it from here.
Yes. So the idea here is that before there used to be this sort of manual thing where you had to manually like retry payments that weren't going through. And so now they've bifurcated this into 2 different areas within Stripe. So you now have wallet top up manual and wallet top up automatic. So it should happen automatic. And there's some smart logic in there that retries. But if not, you can manually retry that charge. And that's basically just built on top of the Stripe products. So it makes it a lot. The way I understand this, it makes it a lot better integrated into the way that Stripe is displaying the wallet top-ups in particular. And then in addition to that, we gave you a bunch of new tiered manual recharge options. So we go from like $10 all the way up to like 15,000 if you wanted to. And then some new auto recharge thresholds of 50 and 250. So a bunch of other things in there too. We won't get into like all the little details, but definitely read the release note for wallet recharges, because there's a lot of cool stuff that we've done there.
Yeah, I think this one is a big one. It's hard for us to articulate, but if you're using payments, I think you might want to go read that full release note because there's a lot of detail in there.
Yes.
Ivan Jose is checking in. Yes, you caught us live. Don't worry. We are just getting started today. We're on like slide 15 out of like 50, I think. So buckle up. We got a big one today. Let's hop right into the next release, which is another, again, internationalization update. Voice AI, you can now translate. There's a translation service for call, transparency, and summary. So,
yes.
Yeah, how does this one actually work?
Yeah, when you're seeing the transparency is more about like seeing what the AI is doing, and so you can see the transcript, what it said, all that kind of stuff. But it's now translated as well as the summary of what happened too. So yeah, that's it. We really want to get to this point where it doesn't matter what language you speak or your customers speak. It's seamless between the whole thing. And I hate that word, but I want to use it here because it makes sense.
Yeah. So here you go. Here's what the setting looks like. We can now switch that into a bunch of different languages. So yeah, again, voice AI is just getting stronger and stronger in other languages as well. We also have more granular permission controls for voice AI now.
Yes. So this is something that again came out of a lot of customer discussions. We always want to listen to customers and see what they're saying. And they say, hey, it's really cool that we have all this stuff, but we don't want people tinkering with things. So they want what's called these role-based access controls, meaning, hey, if you're helping out, you're on the sales team, we don't want you messing with the voice AI stuff. We might want you to see it, but not. So go ahead and check out the permissions for users when it comes to voice AI agents, as well as conversation AI too. There's a bunch of stuff coming there. But the big item here is that we're enforcing things across the board, and it makes sense in the UI as well. I think that's kind of the big thing that was missing, where there's a couple little UI things that didn't make sense if you did have the permission versus you didn't. And that's now congruent.
Love it. More and more granular control over who can see and who can edit what, which is always a great thing. Speaking of voices, we added 150 new voices to Voice AI this week. So a lot of really cool accents in there. I saw like there's Irish accents in there now. These all came from 11 labs. Is that right, Ryan?
They did, I believe.
I'm pretty sure.
The reason I'm hesitating is because we've moved to this new thing. So if you haven't seen in labs, we have like a new infrastructure for voice AI. It's an opt-in thing. You really got to opt into it. And we're testing it out. But what it's giving us is the ability to have multiple different providers. So we can do things like obviously have failover. If like, God forbid, one of the providers goes down, we can fail over to something that's, equivalent, or we can implement new things really, really fast. So I'm not exactly sure where these are coming from, but most of the super high quality ones are from 11 Labs. So I would bet on that. We also gave the team some feedback here. I know some people have said like, hey, when you click on a voice and you want to hear it, like you don't like it instantly. You want to be able to filter through those and kind of listen to them quickly instead of it being like a Nokia phone where you're trying to find the perfect ringtone. So I think we'll probably bring some really cool filtering to making choices on the voices to get them super custom.
Yeah. So if you had an awesome voice in 11 Labs and you were waiting for it to come, it's probably there now. So go ahead and check those out. And again, we have more control. So we got more granular permissions, precise control for voice AI agents.
Yes. So as you can see here, you now got control for like view and manage the voice agents versus viewing and managing the voice agent goals. So maybe you want to see them and manage them, but you don't want people to be able to control goals. The same thing would be true for like seeing the dashboard. Like maybe you want them to report on what's happening in the dashboard, but you don't want them to like view and mess with the prompts and the agents and all that. So Everybody that
Totally.
cares about control, you're getting it. So go check it out.
Mahmood sent a really funny, like chef's kiss type of emoji here, but it won't let me throw it up on the screen. Sorry, Mahmood. And Andrew's saying we need Jamaican Caribbean voices. Yeah, I'm on. It might be in there with this update. I mean, more than 150 went in, so I would go check it out, and you might be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
All right, we've got enhanced premium support sidebar experience rolled out this week, which looks really nice. And so for those folks looking to, pay for an even higher level of support, this all just got a nice little UX update.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to shout out the premium support. I mean, what we had before was good. I think this is definitely great, right? So you get dedicated support, like point of contact. They coordinate with all the different specialists for whatever specific issue you might be having, or just getting a lot of people onboarded. So definitely check out Priority Support. Premium Support, which is our new service, an upgrade from Priority. And I think it's good that we're actually showing the real human that's behind this. Sean was really big on that. He was glad that we were showing up the people that are driving this service. This is not an automated thing where we just get you to the front of the line. We've got people that are in charge of making sure that you get everything.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, hopefully everybody knows there's a live Zoom support. You can jump in, chat with the team. But if, I've heard over the years, people are like, I just want the same person. Like, I want my rep that I can just hit up whenever I need to talk to them. They know the context of me and my business. And so that's where, you can find that in premium support if you're looking for that type of experience.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, webinars got an update. We now have an easier creation flow when you go to create your webinar funnel.
Exactly. So we've got better field validation here. So making sure that you don't put in like the wrong things into fields, which of course impacts how everything gets built down the line. We got better tooltips, clearer guidance. I mean, I'm all about that. Like, guys, got to tell them exactly what they're doing, exactly what we need here, so that we get the best result on the back end. So this is going to cover the on-demand webinars as well as the live ones too. So go ahead and check that out. If you haven't created a webinar funnel, go ahead and check that out in the under sites, and you'll see it.
We even got some little emojis in the UX. I mean, who doesn't love emojis, right? Next up, documents and templates got an update. We can now include attachments in the email. So when you're sending those docs out, those templates, those proposals, I think even, right? You can now attach things to the email that's going out, which is really sweet.
Yeah, before they were sort of included as attachments if you were to view the document. I know this works in like invoices as well, but now they can be attached to the email, which is even better. So
totally.
Yeah.
Marco's asking, will there also be options for specific dates and times for webinars instead of on-demand only? I think you're going to see a lot more options roll out for that, Marco. We're working on live streaming. So, when you'll be able to live stream right into communities, and that will roll over into the webinar funnel stuff. So yeah, there's a long way to go for the webinar funnels, which is going to be exciting. Next up, Social Planner got an update. We now have the best time to post suggestion, which is really sweet. Ryan, why don't you explain what
this is like means? A sleeper thing, and there's actually a lot going on in the background. We're taking a lot of different data from different sources and what have you, compiling that all together based on some historical factors as well, and telling you like, hey, you might want to post at this time. Like maybe you have an idea like, oh, I want it to be 1 p.m. And so we'll suggest to you like, no. Between 2 and 3 would probably be better. So it's kind of like a little wink and a nod and a push to optimize even further your social posts so that they get the most reach possible. I know that is a battle these days. Everybody's in it. So, you use this as an edge. It's free.
100%. Yep. Leverage that intel, get more bang for your buck on your social posts. Just let it suggest to you the right time to do it. Another update in Social Planner, again, AI, you're going to see it get deeper and deeper embedded across the system. Now you've got Edit with AI. Basically, when you're creating your social posts, you can use AI to help you refine that copy, make the copy better, replace the copy, whatever you want to do. And then this is going to carry over into pretty much everywhere, right? Like you're going to have it in blogging and all the other places where you can write stuff.
Yeah. The key difference here is that the ones above this, where it's like, oh, improve it, whatever, that's just it's like a single prompt type thing. When you bring it into Ask AI, then you can have more of a conversational flow. You're like, oh, I actually want this to be geared more toward moms than dads. You write an email, for your school or something, stuff like that. So more control over like how that content's getting done. And then when you're finished with it, insert it right into that post or that email, whatever it happens to be, and you can keep on moving.
Love it. All right, this next one, I feel like we had a bunch of like dev integrator amazing updates this week, and this is one of them. So the social planner, you can now retrieve social analytics using the public API.
Yes.
Again, if you know what that means, you're probably pretty stoked.
Exactly. We could probably move on from this one because we've got some bigger like backend updates to talk about at the end of the slideshow.
I know
this
you're
is one
chomping at the bit to get to that one, Ryan. All right, next up, Ad Manager got an update. We now have value and currency support for lead events in workflows. This is pretty sweet. You want to just give a little context here as far as like CAPI and how everybody should be leveraging that?
So the way this was kind of done before was with cookies and with like scripts and all this stuff. And basically the idea is that we want to give, like when you're advertising, especially on Facebook and other places, but especially on Facebook, you want to give Facebook like the right data. There's a lot of things that have changed with that over the past several years, but you want to give them good data. The more good data they have, the easier they can serve the ads to the people that will actually buy from you or like actually be really good qualified leads. And adding attributes like value and the currency helps Facebook get the right data so that they get you the right people. That lowers your ad spend or your ad cost, I should say. Your spend can go up, the cost can go down per lead. And that helps everybody out because you get more relevant leads and they're not getting bothered by your ad because they're like, oh, I actually need this. And you're spending less money. Everybody's a little bit happier. So CAPI is a way to kind of bridge Facebook and the ad manager together along with your ads and your landing pages that you're pushing them to, or the lead forms, whatever it happens to be. And now you have the ability to designate, okay, this is a $500 product and it's actually in Mexican pesos, let's say. So that's the type of flexibility that you get with this feature.
Absolutely. And I think the key point for me is you used to have to do this with like coding and stuff. And now it's just a workflow action. It's easy to set up. You can search in our help docs if you need help with it. But basically CAPI, Conversion API, is what I believe that stands for. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan.
It is.
Get it set up because you want to send that conversion data back to Meta because your ad quality will go up and your cost per conversion will go down.
Yes.
All right, countdown timer got an update. We now have added support for custom wait time. I believe, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but like when your countdown timer hits 0, you can set it to start again, and now you can like have it wait before it starts. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah, this was one, you guys were asking for it, so there it is. Check that out if that's something that you were waiting on. All right, SaaS got an update. It is way easier now. You've got bulk rebilling control for multiple sub accounts. You don't have to go one by one anymore to make certain updates.
This is a big one, actually.
Yeah.
I could tell you from experience, going one by one is not fun. So for those of you with larger sub accounts and wanting to make some changes, this is an awesome update.
Yeah, check that out if you know the pain of going one by one. Ecom got an update. There's now like a cool setup guide when you're creating an ecom store to just make it really easier, like step by step what you should do, links to support, instructional stuff there. Nice little, again, making it easier and easier for our users to be able to get things done on their own. Love it. Coupons got a sweet update. You can now automate actions based on coupon activities and workflows. Essentially, it's I think it's a whole new trigger, right? And the trigger came with a bunch of really great filters.
It's really cool. So you can set it up to be like, oh, okay, let's just say the coupon code was just applied. Maybe they didn't even check out. Like, so that could be a filter, or that could be a trigger for something. And then you can get it redeemed. So that would be like the next step for it. And then you can look at like redemption limits if those get reached, if different codes are expired, stuff like that. So a lot of really cool things you can do with coupons now, and they're right within the workflow builder in this new workflow trigger called coupon code. What is it? Yeah, coupon code.
Oops. Yep. So if you're using coupon codes, or if you've been waiting to use them because you wanted to be able to take action on them, today's your day. Go check it out. This next one, I mean, this is like, I don't know, I feel like this is like a milestone in time. You can now do paths in your URLs in high-level sites.
This has never been done on the internet before.
Never been done. Groundbreaking stuff here. I know a lot of you are super pumped up to see this. We are as well. It doesn't just have to be slash something. Now it could be slash something, slash something, slash something. So you can create those nice clean paths and those URL structures that you've been waiting to do. A lot of folks in the SEO community are going to be rejoicing on this one. We are as well. So today's the day. Go check it out and get your path set up.
Yeah.
Get
Organize
your path
yourself.
game on.
It's basically folders. You should be excited.
It is. It's folders. That's another way to put it. You're right.
Yeah.
This one's cool. So the Whisper message system got upgraded with like the new AI voices. So if you've ever used the Call Connect, which is like a secret weapon, I don't know if you guys have not using that. It's a workflow action called Call Connect. Basically calls the business to try to put them on the phone with the lead. Well, when it reads that message that you write here, the voice is now better. It sounds more like a human. The old one was kind of robotic, and so this is just a sweet little upgrade.
It definitely wasn't on par with voice AI, but it's getting a lot closer. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next update, forms. Oh, forms and surveys, man, they're getting so good. So we've got some more enhancements to the button styling. When you're adding buttons to your forms, you have more control of how they look and feel. And I want to tease it a little bit. We're going to drop some really sweet buttons in the themes in the very near future. So stay tuned there.
Yes.
But how good is the form builder now, Ryan?
Supercharged and beautified, and a lot of glowing up happening with those buttons. But yeah, just a keynote here. Anything that was legacy is not going to be affected. It's just adding more controls to what you already have. So take a look at those customizations, but we're going to have some really beautiful ones dropping pretty soon too. Promise.
Love it. Yeah. Leanne, is it Leanne? I feel like that's not how you spell Leanne. Leanne? Hopefully, I don't know. Let us hit us with a phonetic comment, Leanne. But she's loving it. I'm loving it as well. I'm glad that you put this next one next, Ryan, because I feel like it goes right in with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Surveys and quizzes on mobile. The progress bar got optimized. How good does that look?
Looks way, way better, especially on mobile. I mean, we all know we should be mobile first after we're AI first. And this is kind of one of those, a nod to that. So looks really good.
Yep.
And your surveys and quizzes will look way better.
100%. If you're not using HighLevel to build your forms and surveys, what are you waiting for? It's so nice to have it all in one place. Contacts come straight in, and you can make these things look awesome these days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here it comes, Ryan. I feel like I need to give you a drum roll here because I know you've been so pumped up on this one, and I'll let you take it away. What do we got?
We have the HighLevel MCP server. This is big. What
does that even mean, Ryan? First of all, hit us with the acronym. Do we know what it means? Oh, he's stumped.
It's a context protocol. I want to say like a multimodal context protocol, but
the main idea in layman's terms. What does this mean?
What's that?
Give it to us in layman's terms. What does this mean?
Okay. The old way of working with systems was to interact with APIs. APIs are just this super complicated thing. If you ever remember using MS-DOS, like that's basically API work. Like you're having to type out the command line and like do all this stuff. You have to memorize a bunch of things. Anybody that's worked in like Linux knows exactly what I'm talking about. And that was really annoying. But if you knew the language and you could kind of communicate, you could do a lot of stuff. You could pull there were a lot more levers back there. And so HighLevel works in a similar way. We have APIs that allow the other system to kind of come in the back end and do things and read things and say, okay, we want to read the messages. We want to look at the calendars, and then they can pull that information into other systems and do a lot more fancy stuff with it. Capital F fancy. This is the next level of that. So instead of having to do all this stuff from scratch, we have sort of this standard, and it's the best analogy I could think of is it's kind of like an orchestra has a director, or I'm forgetting like the actual name, the orchestra,
Oh my gosh, Ryan, you're killing me. This is an API for AI, isn't it?
What?
Aren't MCP, isn't this like APIs for AI
No,
agents?
no, it's much more simplified than that.
Okay.
So the cool thing is you just give the director the music and it directs all these different instruments like what to do. And that's the big thing here, is that you can take what used to be really complicated and you'd have to like talk to each, player of each instrument and try to get them to be on time. And now you can just give it to the director and they're the ones that orchestrate the entire thing. And it's all standardized stuff. So it's still technical, but for those of you who struggled like getting all the APIs to work and do different things, this simplifies it a lot. Plus it allows you to use an AI agent, as you just said, to interact with this thing. So, but the AI agent doesn't need to know anything about HighLevel or anything like how to interact with these different APIs. It just talks to the director and says, hey, they want to create a scheduling service wherein, it prints out a card every time a new calendar appointment gets scheduled, and that happens for them. So, probably not the best explanation, I admit, but we're going to continue to refine this. And kind of explain its value.
You're going to have to work on that pitch a little bit, Ryan. Obviously, this goes over my head, but I have seen people freaking out about this. I think people in the AI community, people that are using like N8N to automate stuff, have been waiting for this day. It's out. It's massive. I've been super pumped up on it. The new MCP is massive. And yes, it's mainly used for third-party AI to operate on it. Love it. So if you've been waiting on this, today is your day. Get in there, connect with the thing, let us know all the awesome stuff that you're going to do with this. I'm really excited to see what people do with this now that it's out in the wild, because honestly, the hype has been overwhelming.
It has been. And just to highlight like what you can do with it, it essentially has the ability to take some cool actions in calendars, contacts, conversations, location, custom fields, opportunities, and payments. So those are like the core things. There's 21 different actions that it can kind of take that it's programmed, and this will expand. But again, it's all about standardizing things. And we're going to get some really cool stuff in there. I saw what's coming soon as well. So take a look at it. We've got a big release note. There's a ClickUp documentation. I'm not thrilled about that, but it's where the documentation is right now. So that's linked in the change log.
I love it. Yeah. Yep. Super pumped up on this one. I feel like that's not even a skateboard, right? It already has access to so many things.
Yeah. This is not a skateboard. Like really? You can do a lot of stuff with it already, and our team's already using it. So
really pumped up. Thank you, Lyanne, for clarifying. Appreciate the clarification. And Henry's got a question. Is the MCP in the automation section? How do you get to it, Ryan? Do you know?
Okay, so this is still a little bit technical. What you do is you create a private integration. You have to enable certain types of scopes, because this is getting direct access to the system. So you have to be careful. You enable certain number of scopes. You get your API key, and then you go build on like N8N or Claude Desktop, or there's a couple other different like AI tools that you can interact with, and that's how you do it. So again, take a look at the documentation. It's a ClickUp doc that's in the change log. It's also in these slides. It's linked at the very bottom, and It will kind of walk you through like how to do it. But you're probably gonna need to Google a couple of things if you don't know anything about like how to set up an MCP server.
Sweet.
But I have faith in you. You can do it.
We'll have documentation in the help docs as well pretty soon, so sit tight.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, now it's time to talk about what is entering Labs this week. Again, Labs is getting beefed up. If you're not checking it daily to see what hit Labs, you want to get into that habit because this week Funnels and Websites got the smart element drag and drop. This one is really sweet, actually. If you've been building sites in HighLevel, you know how it's kind of annoying to have to go section, row, column, element just to get to the element. Now you can literally just start with the element and it fills everything in around it.
Well, not only that, but you can really like mess around with stuff and you're not going to break anything. And there's almost like a learning, curve that you had to have when you're building the sites. So at any rate, now you're not going to break anything. You can add stuff and it just automatically knows like, okay, if you want another column, like you need a row here, or if you want an element, you're going to need all the containers around it. So it's thinking for you. That's what it's doing.
Totally.
It's basically AI.
Makes it way easier. So yeah, check it out if you're using the builder, or if you haven't, it's never been easier. So just go ahead and drag an element straight in there and watch what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's in labs, so you're gonna have to enable it first. Also hitting labs this week is a massive update. I've been waiting for this one for so long, and I'm so pumped. When you connect your Google Business Profile, you can now edit your Google Business Profile right within HighLevel, and will actually help you get it fully optimized. So we're using AI here. We are basically reading the Google Business Profile, telling you what you should be adding. And this is just a start. You're going to see this get more and more robust. But Google Business Profile, Ryan, it is like such a critical piece for local businesses.
It's the thing you need to focus on.
Absolutely. And so now you can do it right inside of HighLevel, which is awesome because, gosh, how many years ago is that now when some dingbat at Google decided that they wanted to make you edit your Google Business Profile like in the SERP, which is so
confusing. My God, yeah.
Every time I go to
you
do
had
it,
a dashboard.
Yeah, like what? I don't know, crazy. This is going to make it way
Google's
easier.
Going to sue us. Defamation.
They know too, I'm sure.
They know.
But, this is awesome. It makes it so much easier to manage. It makes it way easier for clients to stay on top of their own Google updates. If they need to like change the hours of their business, or if they're missing information, this will make it clear to them that they should add it, which just has positive impact on the rankings of that business. So yeah, check it out. Integrate your Google Business Profile. It's in the reputation management tab, or menu tab, I guess, and then you'll hit GPP optimization at the top. Massive update there. Can't say enough about that one.
Yeah.
We got some other enhancements to talk about that rolled out this week. I love how Ryan's sticking with the theme here. We've got enhanced permission infrastructure for consistent UI app-wide. Ooh, that was a mouthful.
This kind of rolls into the whole idea that when you turn off permission for something, that like everywhere that thing is, it disappears. So nice. A lot of people will be stoked about that one. Then we get the public API endpoints for SaaS configurator,
which is also huge, right? Like if you're a developer, there's now API endpoints for the SaaS configurator. So let that sink in for a minute, and then go play with it.
Yeah.
We also have emails now use the original sending domain for reply consistency. This is really cool because I think what was happening in the past is when someone would reply, it would then break the email chain, like in Gmail or whatever, and now it'll stay consistent. So
yeah, and it wouldn't even break it. It would break it in our UI too. So it was a really frustrating experience, and I'm glad they were able to get that resolved. It was a little bit tricky, but they got it.
Nice. This last one is sweet. So hopefully you saw that we rolled out support for desk phones last week, I guess, or the week before, and there was a fee if you were transferring the call, and now that fee is gone. It is free. Ryan, I got myself a desk phone here.
It took you a while too.
It did take me a little while, but I have it. So I'm going to make a video on this really soon. I'm really excited to make that. But yeah, HighLevel can do desk phones now. So it opens up a whole new world of opportunity as a SaaSpreneur to go and literally replace the service that's powering those desk phones with your own service, right? Your HighLevel, your white label.
Believe it or not, there was like some random charge in there, and it was like ridiculous. And we basically went back to the drawing board. And we're like, we got to fix this. And so I wanted to call that out. Like, we didn't let that sit very long. That was like 2 days, and we got that resolved. So
nah, we're like, HighLevelers aren't paying this.
No,
gone. All right, it is time to talk about some freedom-laden upcoming releases. Hardcore America right here. Again, happy 4th of July if you are an American. Let's see what's coming soon. Save elements as templates in the page builder.
Yes.
This is another one.
I am stoked for this one because how many times have you created like a really cool element, like you got, I don't know, your styling just right on a button or whatever, and you got to save like an entire section or something just to pull it out and then delete everything else. Now you can just do like element-based templates, and I think that is awesome.
100%. And also, after this is coming up, element-based, like global. So global elements, if you know the pain there, you are as excited as I am. So like your nav can now be global. That's right around the corner after this one. So I feel like this past month, the builder has gotten such an upgrade. And yeah, if you're not using it, check it out. If you have been, then I'm rejoicing right along with you. Okay, this next one is another builder update that's coming soon that I am so pumped up on. This one is going to be so versatile. Basically, we've got multi-pop. So instead of just having the one default pop-up, you'll be able to add multiple pop-ups, which is so handy. I don't know about you.
Super excited for this one.
So many use cases.
It used to be so complicated to do it. I mean, you'd have to like just all this code and like, oh, it stopped working. And yes, there's so many use cases for having multiple pop-ups. It just makes sense, and we're going to get it very soon.
100%. I'm so pumped. So like you can have one that's the default exit pop with an offer, and then you can have another button triggering a different pop-up. So again, if you've been building sites in HighLevel, you know how awesome the pop. I think first of all, we should give some appreciation here. Like having the built-in pop-up was massive. And now the multi-pop is just going to take it to another level.
Oh yeah.
So wait a minute. It looks like this is a holiday episode. Ryan's hitting us with 3 coming soon this week.
We have so many things that I don't want to not announce things.
Plus, all right. This one's really handy as well. You will soon be able to do bulk select, basically bulk actions for workflows. So again, if you've ever felt the pain of having to go one by one, those days are going to be gone. What's this one going to do?
This is kind of big for like even, you have a snapshot and maybe everything is like disabled by default because, you want them to go through one by one, but just being able to do it in 2 clicks is going to be really helpful. So saving clicks, saving mice, save the mice.
Saving the mice. That's a really handy update. Again, that is coming soon. And whoo, Ryan, we made it. 44 slides this week.
It was a big one. And we actually printed some stuff as well. So
it was a heck of a week, but we made it. It is the 4th of July, so I think it's time for us to say so long, farewell, and hit the barbecue, right, Ryan?
Cheers. Yeah, enjoy. We'll see you next time.